The inner sun, the energy of letting go of approval-seeking fear. It's a sun within every human being, a radiant core that shines purely because it exists. But most people forget this light. Instead of feeling its warmth from within, they try to steal its reflection from the eyes of others. They seek approval, validation, applause, as if another's gaze could confirm their worth. Yet the more you depend on that gaze, the dimmer your inner sun becomes. You start to measure yourself by borrowed mirrors, each one reflecting only fragments of who you truly are. Soon, your energy no longer flows from authenticity, but from anxiety, the endless hunger to be liked. Letting go of approval-seeking is not arrogance. It is an act of liberation. It means standing in your own light, even when no one notices. It means knowing that your worth is not up for negotiation. The moment you stop begging for recognition, reclaim a sacred power, the energy of being whole on your own, because real confidence is silent. It does not shout, it simply shines like the inner sun that never needed permission to exist. The swamp of complaints. The art of setting boundaries. Every complaint is a small confession, a whisper that says, I have lost control over something that belongs to me. We complain about people, circumstances, fate, but beneath every complaint lies one truth. We have not drawn a clear boundary. The swamp of complaints grows silently. At first it feels harmless, a sigh here, a little frustration there, but slowly it begins to consume your strength. It turns your voice into an echo of powerlessness. And before you realize it, you are knee-deep in the mud of resentment, waiting for others to change what only you can. Setting boundaries is not cruelty. It is a form of self-respect, a quiet declaration that says, my peace is sacred, and I will protect it. When you stop explaining your worth, when you stop apologizing for your limits, you begin to rise above the swamp. True strength doesn't shout or punish. It simply steps back with grace. It chooses silence over complaint, clarity over chaos. And in that moment, you no longer need to be understood because you have finally understood yourself, the healing of solitude. Making peace with silent solitude is not a punishment. It is the soft voice that speaks when the world grows too loud. In silence, the heart begins to whisper truths that cannot survive in noise. But most people flee from solitude, mistaking it for emptiness. They fill every quiet space with screens, with voices, with movement as if silence were something dangerous. Yet, only in silence do we meet our real selves. Only there can we touch the fragile threads that hold our being together. It is in solitude that the soul breathes freely, no longer shaped by others' eyes, no longer trapped in the endless performance of belonging. The world teaches us to fear being alone. But the heart knows. Every deep love, every work of art, every act of courage is born from solitude. To be at peace with silence is to be at peace with your own soul. When you stop running from loneliness, you discover it was never loneliness at all. It was you, waiting patiently to be found, the grace of letting go, learning to release the past carrying. The weight of the past is like holding stones tied to invisible chains upon your back. Every disappointment, every wrong done to you, every regret, they press down step after step, slowing your flight, dimming your light. High-energy people have learned a sacred art they choose to release. Forgiveness is not approval of the wrong. It is the quiet act of taking back your own energy. It is the refusal to drink the poison of anger while waiting for someone else to suffer. To forgive is to lift the stones from your shoulders, to feel the breeze of freedom again. It is not forgetting, not inviting the person back into your life, but reclaiming the space they once occupied in your heart. The past is not a place to live. It is a school from which we graduate. Integrate your pain, your lessons, your losses, and you become whole when you let go. You create space for joy, for new opportunities, for the life your spirit is ready to embrace. Energy flows toward creation, not the shadows behind you. The soul moves forward when the past is released, and the light of your own inner sun can shine without obstruction. The temple of the body, respecting your vessel. Your body is your temple, the sacred vessel through which your energy flows. A strong mind and spirit cannot thrive if the body is neglected or weakened. High-energy people understand this intimately. They know that taking care of the body is not a luxury. It is a necessity. What you feed it becomes you. Processed foods, sugar, unhealthy fats, they cloud the mind, drain energy, and weigh down the soul. Natural, vibrant foods fuel life and vitality. Movement is happiness. Walking, stretching, dancing, even 10 minutes can awaken your body, release endorphins, and flood your brain with oxygen so that your energy rises instantly. Sleep is sacred. It is the time when the body resets, repairs, and restores. Every hour of sleep you steal is an hour stolen from your energy, your joy, your potential. Your body is the instrument through which your soul lives, the temple where your spirit resides. Care for it, nourish it, honor it, and your energy will soar. When the body is strong, the mind is sharper. The spirit is freer. High-energy people respect their bodies because they understand. To sustain the inner sun, one must first nurture the vessel it inhabits. Curiosity muscles. The joy of lifelong learning. When was the last time you learned something just for the sake of curiosity, without expecting any practical benefit? After school and stepping into the working world, many of us fall into a trap. We stop learning. Our minds run the same routes over and over again, like a bus on the same tracks, and soon life begins to feel dull. Monotony sets in. The mind rusts. Energy drops. The mind, like a muscle, weakens if unused. High-energy people remain lifelong students. For them, the world is a vast playground full of endless topics to explore, skills to master, and mysteries to uncover. They understand that learning something new is like building new pathways in the brain. It keeps the mind fresh, flexible, and resistant to stagnation. It doesn't mean doing a PhD in quantum physics. It could be learning 10 words of a new language, watching a documentary about a country you've never heard of, researching how a flower grows, learning a musical instrument, or discovering a recipe you've never tried. All of this exercises your curiosity. High-energy people never fall into the trap of "I already know this." They know there is something to learn from every person, every event, every book. They ask questions. They listen, they explore. This constant learning fuels a childlike excitement and vibrancy. Their appetite for life never ends, because every day holds the potential for new discoveries. Carl Jung says that one of the most vital components of spiritual growth is openness to the unknown. Closing your mind to new possibilities is closing your soul to growth. Now ask yourself, how are your curiosity muscles? When did you last exercise them? This week, what small thing could you learn just for the joy of it? Cultivating this habit transforms your world. Life becomes colorful, exciting, and full of wonder. And this excitement directly fuels your life energy. The power of now, living fully in the present. Where does your mind live? For most of us, it's either in the past or the future. It dwells on past mistakes. What if I hadn't said that? Why did I do that? Or it worries about the future. What if things go wrong? Will I be able to pay the bills? The mind swings like a pendulum between these two time zones. But in this swinging, it misses the only place where life truly exists, the present moment. The biggest energy leaks are past regrets and future anxieties. They siphon your power from the only real time now toward non-existent time zones. High-energy people have learned to stop this leakage. They anchor their minds in the present moment. This is called mindfulness, simple yet life-changing practice. Let's try it right now. Pause for a moment. Feel your breath, its entrance and exit. Notice the touch of the chair on your body, the sounds in the room without judgment. This is being fully present. High-energy people take these mini-present breaks frequently throughout the day. While washing dishes, they feel the warmth of the water, the scent of the soap. While walking, they notice their steps, the wind brushing their face. This doesn't mean stopping thought altogether. It means not letting your thoughts control you. Thoughts come and go, like clouds in the sky. You are the sky, not the clouds. You can watch them pass without getting carried away. The more you practice this, the calmer your mind becomes, and the more your energy increases, because instead of wasting power on past ghosts or future what-ifs, you focus on the only real place to live and act, the present. This awareness allows you to notice life's small joys, the taste of your coffee, the smile of a friend, the warmth of the sun. Happiness is the sum of these moments, and to capture them, you must be here now. The generosity paradox: giving increases your energy so far. We've talked about protecting your energy, raising it, and nurturing it as if it were a precious treasure. Now, I want to share one of the most fascinating rules of energy paradox. The more you give, the more your energy multiplies. At first, it may sound illogical. What do you mean? If I give my energy to someone else, won't I have less for myself? No, the opposite is true. Think of it like a candle. You can light thousands of other candles with your candle without diminishing its flame. In fact, your candle shines even brighter. High-energy people have mastered this secret. They are not energy hoarders. They are energy channels. They are generous. But not just with money. They are generous with their time. They listen to a friend without distraction. It's fully present. They are generous with their knowledge, sharing valuable insights to benefit others. They are generous with their praise, genuinely noticing and acknowledging others' successes, acts, or smiles. They are generous with gratitude, thanking servers, bus drivers, and anyone making their life easier. These small acts of giving send a signal to the universe. I am abundant. I have plenty. And the universe responds. The more you give, the more comes back. More love, more positive energy, more opportunities. People naturally want to be around generous, positive, high-energy individuals. Their energy is magnetic. Negative or selfish people do the opposite. They constantly ask, "What can I get?" They are energy black holes, absorbing, but never giving eventually. No one wants to be around them. They end up alone. Carl Jung says one of humanity's most fundamental drives is to serve something greater than oneself. Find meaning. These acts of generosity are the small ways high-energy people add meaning to life. Now ask yourself, who can you give to today? Without expecting anything in return, a smile, a thank you. 5 minutes of undivided attention. You will see that this small act of giving feeds you the most. It is the purest way to increase your own energy. Drama resistance. Staying calm amidst others' storms. Life is like a stage, and some people love to play drama on it. For them, everything is a crisis. A tiny problem becomes a massive tragedy. They constantly fight with others, hold grudges, and create endless intrigue. Their lives are like never-ending soap operas. And the worst part? They try to pull you into their story as a character. You heard what Ake said? Can you believe she did that to me? Are you on my side or hers? They want you to pick a side, to get angry with them, to become a soldier in their conflict. This is one of the sneakiest energy traps. High-energy people do not fall for it. They don't even buy a ticket to watch the drama from the audience. They leave the theater entirely. This doesn't mean they are indifferent. If a friend truly has a problem, they listen and offer support. But there's a difference between a problem and drama. A problem seeks resolution. Drama seeks fuel. Drama feeds on attention, anger, and chaos. Doesn't want solutions. High-energy people distinguish this clearly. They do not allow someone else's storm to disturb their inner peace. They remain calm, objective, neutral. They know that taking sides means getting pulled into the storm. They protect their mental and emotional space. They understand everyone is responsible for their own life. Everyone must manage their own emotional responses. You are not the trash bin for someone else's emotional drama. By showing this resistance, drama-loving people eventually distance themselves from you. Why? Because you no longer give them the fuel they need. They go find others to burn with, and your life becomes calmer, more peaceful. When your energy is not wasted on meaningless fights or gossip, it is reserved for you, for your goals, your happiness, and your precious. Pure energy, where you focus your energy, is where it flows. By taking your focus off drama, you free your energy from chaos. This is an incredibly liberating step. The art of solitude. Power in being alone. Are you afraid of being alone? For most of us, the answer is yes. We fear silence, being left with our own thoughts, so we constantly seek stimulation. We cling to our phones, turn on the TV, schedule back-to-back social interactions. We just don't want that moment of silence, that solitude, because in that silence, the things we avoid come to the surface. Our fears, anxieties, and the lies we tell ourselves. High-energy people do not fear solitude. On the contrary, they embrace it. They understand the massive difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is a lack, a helplessness. Solitude is a choice, a fullness, a source of power. They are self-sufficient. They do not constantly rely on someone or something else to be happy or feel good. The time they spend alone is for recharging, listening to themselves, and recalibrating their internal compass. Just like a phone needs to be plugged in to recharge, the human soul needs to withdraw from the noise of the world to recharge. One of Carl Jung's fundamental concepts is introversion, which describes this energy-gathering process. According to Jung, extroverts draw energy from interacting with the outside world. Introverts draw energy from spending time alone in their inner world. A healthy mind balances the two. High-energy people have mastered this balance. They enjoy having a coffee alone, going to the cinema by themselves, or taking a solitary walk in nature. These moments are not a weakness. They are acts of self-love and self-respect. When you can be alone with yourself, something incredible happens. Your dependence on others diminishes. You no longer use people to suppress your fear of solitude. Your relationships settle on a healthier foundation. You choose to be with others because you want to, not because you need to. This is the shift from attraction driven by neediness to attraction driven by choice. Take time for yourself. Allow the silence. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. But behind that discomfort lies the opportunity to meet your best friend, yourself. Once you cultivate this friendship, you will never truly feel alone again. The sacred power of saying no, protecting your energy, has a shield. That shield is a simple word, no. How simple, right? Just 4 letters. Yet for many of us, it is one of the hardest words to say. We fear hurting people. We fear appearing selfish. We fear missing opportunities. We fear not being liked, and because of these fears, we often say yes to things we don't actually want. We say yes to invitations we don't want to attend. We take on tasks we don't want to do. We agree to help people who drain our energy and time. Every yes to something unwanted is actually a no to something else. When you say yes to that extra task, you say no to a peaceful evening at home. When you say yes to someone who drains your energy, you say no to your own mental health. High-energy, people understand that saying no is sacred. Saying no is not an attack. It is a defense. It is an invisible shield that protects your energy, time, and boundaries. They know that a person who says yes to everything actually cannot say yes to anything meaningful. To say a strong yes to what truly matters, your passions, loved ones, and your mental and physical health, you must first say no to everything else that doesn't matter at first. It may feel difficult. Some people might get upset, but over time you will notice that the people who truly value you will respect your boundaries. Those who don't respect your boundaries are simply people who should not be in your life. Saying no is not selfish. It is self-awareness. It is knowing the value of your energy and using it wisely. Once you begin to wield this shield, you will be amazed at how much control you regain over your life. The compass of purpose at the core of all these traits, the glue that holds them together, is one essential element: your purpose compass. We've discussed 11 different traits so far: generating your own energy, setting boundaries, forgiving, staying curious. All powerful tools. But there's a problem. Without a compass, Even the strongest ship can get lost in the ocean. You need something to hold all these traits together, to give them meaning and direction. That compass is your why, your purpose. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it just paying the bills? Is it just getting through the day? Or is there something bigger? A high-energy person has found a why in their life. It doesn't have to be something huge like saving the world. Maybe your purpose is giving your children a better future. Maybe your purpose is being the best at your craft and leaving a legacy. Maybe it's touching people's lives through art. Or maybe it's simply becoming a wiser, kinder, and more loving person. The what doesn't matter as much as having a why, because your why becomes the fuel in your toughest moments. When motivation fades, when energy drops, when you feel like giving up, that inner voice saying keep going comes from your purpose. A person with purpose is not like a leaf blown around by the storm. They are like a tree rooted deeply in the soil. The wind may shake their branches, but they do not fall. Because their trunk is strong and their roots are deep, they have a reason to stand. Carl Jung says that one of life's greatest tragedies is meaninglessness. A life without meaning loses its energy. Purpose gives life meaning, so pause and ask yourself the fundamental question: what is my why? What am I here for? What excites me? What problem do I want to solve? What do I want to contribute to the world? Finding the answer to this question doesn't happen overnight. It is a journey, a search. But the moment you start this search, your life begins to change color. Because you are no longer just living, you are living for something. Your purpose compass guides you. It whispers which people to say yes to, which to say no to. It tells you where to focus your energy. It becomes your wisest guide. And when you find this guide, you reach the ultimate trait of high-energy people. Being a player in the game of life, reach the final step, the mindset that perhaps summarizes all the others and might even be the most important one. High-energy people don't take life with deadly seriousness. They know life is a game. This doesn't mean they are irresponsible. On the contrary, they understand the rules of the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. When you fall, you get back up, dust yourself off, and continue playing. They know mistakes are part of learning. Most of us live life as if every moment is a final exam. We punish ourselves for every mistake. We feel like the world is ending with every failure. This creates enormous pressure and stress. Stress sucks your energy like a black hole. A person with a game mindset is lighter. They don't take themselves too seriously. They can laugh at their own flaws. They know they don't have to be perfect. This is a kind of enlightenment. It's accepting life's fleeting prayers, its ups and downs. It's letting go of worrying about things you cannot control and focusing on doing your best with what you can control. Think about all 13 traits we've discussed. All of them are essentially skills you need to be a better player in the game of life. Being your own sun is generating your own energy, setting boundaries. It's keeping your playing field clean. Wearing opportunity glasses is your strategy for turning every situation to your advantage. Forgiving is letting go of unnecessary weight to run faster. Taking care of your body is maintaining your vehicle at peak performance. Being curious is exploring new levels of the game. Staying present is fully living the game. Being generous is contributing positively to the game and gaining more rewards. Avoiding drama is not wasting energy on side quests. Enjoying solitude is taking a break to plan your strategy. Saying no is staying true to your game plan. Having purpose is knowing why you play. And finally, being a player is remembering to enjoy the game, to experiment, and to trust the process. When you raise your energy, your frequency changes, and you begin attracting people, opportunities, and situations that resonate with you. This is the basic law of attraction. After watching this, I want you to do one thing. Choose just one of these 13 traits. Only one. Take a small step to incorporate it into your life this week. Now it's your turn. True change begins with what you do after watching. So I want you to write in the comments, which of these 13 traits felt like it was spoken directly to you, which touched something deep within your soul? And most importantly, which single trait will you work on this week to integrate into your life? I will read every comment, because on this journey, we are not alone. This community brings together people inspired by each other, taking steps to raise their energy. Subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to never miss the next step that will transform your mind and life. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step in your journey. It starts today. This is the path to master your own energy and attract the life you deserve. The game has started, and you are the main player.